Yo, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another NCAA Football 14 video. Today is something completely different from what I'm usually used to doing on this channel. Today is, if you haven't seen from the title, is our NCAA Football 14 Iowa Hawkeyes Dynasty, but a sim-only dynasty. This is where we're gonna take a seat back. We're gonna be our own kind of associate head coaches. You guys are gonna be helping me with the way all things recruiting, off the field stuff throughout the year, depth chart, throughout the dynasty, I guess I should say. Through a depth chart and all those things. That's basically what we're here to control. We do not control anything that happens on the field here in this Iowa Dynasty or sim-only dynasty. We can just control depth chart, redshirting players, or recruiting, who we prioritize, who we go after, who we're starting, who we're playing, playbook, and everything like that. The only thing we can't control is what exactly happens on the field. So I'm really excited to get this thing kicked off. I'm really excited to get this series going because not only do I plan to do one with the Iowa Hawkeyes, I also plan to do multiple of these and just try to build some dynasties with teams that you guys suggest in the comment section. I did the Iowa Hawkeyes, my favorite team, for the first one. Hopefully we can just build some years deep and just make ourselves a powerhouse, make ourselves a consistent national championship contender. Obviously, when you're simming only, you're probably not going to always win the national championship because one wrong bounce in college football and all of a sudden you're not playing a national championship game that year. So I'm excited, just even if we don't win a national championship, just to compete for many, many years and just see what comes out of this series. I think the seasons can go very quick. I think it might take 4 episodes, maybe even 5 at max to get through a whole entire year. Right now I plan to show you guys. Well, for this episode, I plan to go through the whole entire preseason. I'm also showing you Game 1 against Northern Illinois. And then, after that, I'm basically simming 3 or 4 games an episode. We're going to watch one and sim the others unless there's almost nothing to play for. Say we're like 6-4 at the end of the year. I'm going to sim my last couple of games because they're not really meant to be played for anything. We're going to make an average bowl game, but we're not playing enough to win the Big Ten. We're not going to make enough to play for the national championship. So that's kind of the goal for this series here, is just to build some teams. If you have another team in mind and some other teams in mind, right now I think I'm going to be doing some Power 5 conference teams just because it's easier to build sim-only, especially my first experience doing a sim-only type dynasty in anything, Madden, NCAA football, any of that. I'm usually always on the field. If you guys haven't seen my NCAA team builder dynasty on the channel, my Vermont State, obviously I'm controlling a very weak team, but I'm controlling and playing on the field, so I have some impact on the results. Sim-only, it's just watching everything that happens. So recruiting wise and just on the field type play, I'm going to start out with some Power 5 conference teams. Maybe the next one I'll do is like an SEC team, a mid-level SEC team. This is kind of what the Big Ten is. We're a mid-level Big Ten team. We can really go down with some bad off seasons and some bad seasons in the Big Ten, but we could also work our way up to the top of the pack, able to get some big time recruits. So you see, I'm going through now, just add a few recruits to our preseason recruiting board. A lot of these episodes are going to be going through some recruiting, which is a big thing on NCAA Football 14. Even though I've played this game for many, many years, the recruiting is always just so much fun, and I love to do it. So here we are going through our preseason recruiting. Got a couple of busts. The one thing that's different about this compared to my Vermont State team builder or even my Kansas Dynasty I did a couple years ago, is that I can no longer, I can, but I shouldn't any longer recruit guys that are like high 60s. In my Vermont State Dynasty, if you're telling me I have a chance that a guy that's like a 68, 69 overall, that's a must get. He's gonna probably be a pretty good starter by the end of his career. As I get a +8 there on a defensive tackle, Will Hooper, really gonna have to go after him. All of a sudden becomes a top priority. But like I was saying, even like a low 70, a 71, a 70, that's like a day one starter for me. As compared to the Iowa Hawkeyes Dynasty, that's low 70, that's a guy you can work with, but he's not going to impact the dynasty or the program as soon as he steps foot on campus. We got to get a lot of these guys. Iowa's known for getting a lot of 3 stars, 2 stars, maybe in the 4-star, and just really progress them for 4 years. I'm looking to do a little bit of that to start, but I'm also looking to progress those guys and then start getting some 5 stars and 4 stars rolling into the program and really just take a leap up the standings of the Big Ten and really working our way to national championship. Hopefully, that's the end goal. Not sure if the series will end after we win a championship. If we win a championship, not sure exactly the longevity of these Dynasty series, the sim-only Dynasties. Really is just to get a different product out there. I know you guys have seen the classic Dynasty over and over again, but we're going to try to bring something new to the channel and bring a new experience in the sim-only Dynasty and see just how it goes. If we don't like it, if we don't end up liking it, it is what it is. But at least I'm giving it a chance. And if you guys don't want to see it with an Iowa Dynasty or with Iowa Hawkeyes, you can always comment another team you want me to do, and maybe I'll just do this as a side series, or maybe I will just play it on my own time. We can start with a new team, but it's up to you guys. You guys go ahead and suggest for me. We'll get a few episodes down the road and get to that point when we get to it. But if you guys have any different suggestions on how many points I should put in some big recruits, who I should really be going after, make sure you let me know. It's going to be a few weeks. I know the first 5 or 6 weeks can be crazy on the recruiting board, so I really just like to let that settle out for a little bit before I really show you guys exactly what the recruiting board looks like. So for right now, the first few weeks, we're going to be big on watching this Iowa Hawkeyes team play and seeing how far we can go. We have junior QB Nate Stanley. Going to need some very good play out of him. We have 2 great tight ends in TJ Hawkinson and Noah Fant, obviously. Both probably going to be first-round picks in the upcoming draft here in just a couple of weeks. We have a great offensive line, a very good defense, but the passing game is going to have to be there in this game, and the secondary is going to have to play well. We have a bit of a young secondary, so we have to see how they play, and just got to get the pieces going as Amir Smith-Marset gets a 27-yard return, and that's where we start out. The 22-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes out on the field, 1st and 10, play action, throw over the middle to Nick Easley. He's going to pick up 4 yards there. Call him for a face mask. It's going to be a 2nd and 6, giving it to Mekhi Sargent. He's going to get a nice gain there of 10 yards on the ground. I'm not going to show you every single play, by the way. It's not going to be like my Team Builder Dynasty where I show you the majority of the plays. This is going to be, I'm going to show you the important drives of watching like this, but we're also going to be simming play-by-play in the other sim menu, the super sim menu as well, so the games aren't just going to drag out. These games should be about maybe 5 minutes long that we're watching, 6 or 7 maybe even by the end of it. But 3rd and 12, Mekhi Sargent running through some defenders, gets 16 yards there on the first down. We're in Northern Illinois territory. 1st and 10, there is Easley with a 12-yard reception. He gets the first down. I told you we're going to need the passing game this year, and that's going to be big all year long. Mekhi Sargent almost breaks that one outside. He picks up 4. It's 2nd and 6 now. It's Stanley dropping back. He's going to be hit, and he's sacked there on the edge. That is Sutton Smith, an NFL draft prospect in this year's draft. It's 3rd and 14 now, getting it to Nick Easley. He bounces this one outside. Some good cuts by Nick Easley into the end zone. 37 yards, Nick Easley. Stanley a perfect 4 for 4 for 69 yards and a touchdown on his first drive of the season. But now it's the defensive's turn to stop this high-powered Northern Illinois offense. Marcus Childers, he gets a 10-yard rush there on the first play. That's 1st and 10. Hand this one off. Another nice hole on the left side. It's Marcus Jones, 8-yard rush. By the way, let me know if this is the camera angle you want to see. I kind of just want to do it as like a broadcast angle, and I'm not even sure if I can change the camera or not. But I'm sure there's a way that I can change, just watching our sim, watch play, camera angle. But I really like the broadcast one just because it feels like a broadcast, Obviously, we're not playing, so I don't want to be the behind the QB. But if you guys would rather see that and you think you could see more and get more out of it that way, go ahead and let me know. But there's another nice game by Northern Illinois. But on 1st and 10, we get a tackle for a loss. Marcus Jones loses 4. Now a little check down on 3rd and 16 is going nowhere. He loses 6 on that play, and the defense finished out that drive great. And then watch this, 91-yard punt return by Nick Easley. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Never once returned a punt return in this game ever the whole entire time I've played it. I don't think I've ever returned a touchdown. I've had good returns. I've had kick returns, but punt returns never in the aspect of 91 yards. I can tell you that much, but that is ridiculous. A nice return there by Nick Easley gets us a 14-0 lead, and then a couple of big plays gets us back in scoring territory. It's 2nd and 7 now as we're into the second quarter. It's Mekhi Sargent, 9-yard rush. 1st and 10 now. Mekhi Sargent once again. He's going to find a hole there up the middle. He's going to pick up 8 yards. Now a 3rd and 2. It's Stanley dropping back, checking this one down to Sargent. Sargent's going to get thrown forward and get that first down, gain of 3. Now it's 1st and goal from the 5. Giving it to Mekhi Sargent. He's got a lot of room on the right side. He gets into the end zone, and it's all Hawkeyes here in the first half. 21-0. And we're back to simming here. One thing about this compared to the Madden sim only is it kind of cuts around. Like say we get a stop there on third down. Some of the times it just cuts to making me choose out of the playbook. So if you see some random edits, I promise you I have no desire to play any games here. As Jack Hawkeyes gets an interception right there. He interrupts me, gets the pick, and our offense is back on the field in Northern Illinois territory. And on 3rd and 7, Mekhi Sargent's going to pick up that first down. But as I was saying, before Hawkeyes' interception interrupted me, hold on 1 second, I'm getting interrupted again. Ihmir Smith-Marsette turns up the field on a comeback route, 36-yard touchdown reception. Nate Stanley, 141 and 2 touchdowns. Ihmir Smith-Marsette uses that quickness and just turns up field with that. That was impressive. What a play. Nick Easley gets 17. We're back watching on the field. This offense is high-powered all of a sudden today as another big play on the outside. We are clicking on all cylinders. Like I was saying, if you see some weird edits in the Super Sim, just simming, trust me, I have no desire to play the game. I just want to take a step back and manage everything. If we lose, we lose as we miss a 34-yard field goal. Take a 28-0 lead at halftime. But like I was saying, if you see some weird edits, trust me, I like that right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about, where it kind of cuts back to a playbook and makes me come back. I can't just go right through, but sometimes I like to just edit and clean it up a little bit as we get a 45-yarder blocked, and then they go right down the field for a 34-yard touchdown. So not playing as well in the second half, but Ojemudia gets an interception and stops all the momentum they had there because now we're about at the red zone inside the 20 now after that completion. But yeah, so you see some weird edits. Trust me, I'm not playing anything. It's just the way that this sim engine has kind of worked. Obviously, it's a few years back, so not everything is crystal clear. But on 2nd and goal, it's Brady Ross getting into the end zone. Using that toughness, the Iowa Hawkeyes are going to use their fullback there, especially on their goal line sets. And now, 35-7. Apparently, Ferentz wanted to take no chances here. Just put in all the backups, 35-7. We get to see Peyton Manziel, who's actually probably my next QB in line unless we can really recruit a really good QB. Stanley's a junior. I'm sure he's coming back for a senior year unless he keeps playing like he is this game all year long. I doubt it, but you never know, I guess. But Peyton Manziel's probably the next guy in line as we make a 24-yard field goal. I think Racinos really needed that, but there's another interception. Jake Gervais gets the 3rd pick of the day. One by Hawkeyes, one by Ojemudia, and another by Gervais. And that's going to set us up perfectly for a pitch to Torn Young, and he scores a touchdown. And then we get another interception, and somehow it was Nick Easley. I don't know. Trust me, I'm just as confused as you are. But he's the player of the game. 7 catches, 112 yards, and 2 total touchdowns. 1 on a punt return, 1 early on in the first quarter. I didn't think that was real either when I saw that. As you see, Stanley 22-27, 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is spectacular. Childers 6-23, 70 yards and 3 picks. And the backup QB had a pick as well. Actually, maybe it was a fake punt. I'm not really exactly sure now that I think about it. I was not thinking about that in real time, but I didn't see who that QB or the other person in the stat line was. But anyways, great day offensively. Ihmir Smith-Marsette, 110 yards. Nick Easley, 112 yards. Absolutely fantastic from this team. Really a great day all around, but that's exactly what we're expecting for a top 25 team facing a team like Northern Illinois. But it's going to get much more difficult than this, and I'm not going to be showing you every single game. I guess I forgot to mention that. I'm going to be advancing through a few weeks, so some of them we'll just be looking at the stats after I advance a week. That's exactly what we're going to do here in week 2. As you see, Nick Easley did have an interception to his stat line, so 4 picks on the day. Hawkeyes, Gervais, Ojemudia, and Easley is probably the only pick he's ever going to get in his career. But like I said, that's basically the breakdown of what's going to happen in this series. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and I will talk to you guys later. As always, I'm out. Peace.